Welcome, blessed souls. I am the magical medium. Welcome to this spiritual guidance channel. Did you see that? Oh, there's a lot of energy here. So, in real time, in my world, in my dimension, as this is taking place, it is February 22nd, 2022. Sink in, dear ones, sink in, because this is going to be a beautiful, beautiful message. Tomorrow is the third quarter moon, the 7th cycle in the moon phase. So over here, we show the third quarter moon on the bottom. And we're not actually going to use the Making Magic deck. They're just here for moral support. It's basically from Spirit. And I was wondering how we were going to do this because I don't really like to cover things. But I guess they wanted to wait. I don't know. So welcome. The most magical thing I think that occurred to me just shortly before this came together was I wasn't even sure if we were going to do a reading at all. I just left it open. I knew for sure I was going to do a third quarter moon reading tomorrow on the 23rd. Last quarter moon, third quarter moon, whichever you align with. But when I started talking to Spirit, all of a sudden Tom Petty came on. And a lot of you know Tom Petty is one of my spirit animals. We are very, very much aligned. An American Girl came on, one of my favorite songs. And I've got a few fun little shorts in my vault, to put out on a Tom Petty Tuesday, as I like to call them. And so I was like, oh, we're going to do something. He's like, yeah. So then I did some musical readings for shorts. Look forward to those. I'll probably post some today because they were pretty magical. But I just this 222. Woo! Energy is just coming from the Pleiadians, from the stars, from the galaxies, from the unicorns, from the magic, from source. And you can hear the wind outside my house and the wind chimes and all this magic was coming together. And then I realized what was happening. I was like, oh my gosh. And Tom Petty told me, yeah, because I said to him, well, why wouldn't I post you? That's a perfect thing for Tom Petty Tuesday. Besides, why would they put such a significant day? Like, we will never see this in our history again, in our history, right? We will never see this 2022. Like, we'll never see all those twos in alignment on a date. I mean, I'm sure there's people getting married today. I mean, what a cool, awesome, and I said to Tom Petty, I go, yeah, why would they put it on a Tuesday? I mean, how random. Like, seriously, like, how random. And Tom Petty just kind of looked at me and he was like, Tuesday? And I'm like, oh my goddess. And I'm like, oh, Spirit is good. It's so good. It's so good. So without further ado, we are going to jump into this pick-a-pile reading. There are 3 piles before you. Watch one, watch all, whichever you are drawn to. Not sure if they're going to have me do emojis or not, but we're just going to go with the flow of it. Today's theme is transition and forgiveness because we are in the shadow of the last/third quarter moon energy and the 7th moon cycle. Also, Spirit said to look up all the numerology on your own because yes, today is, all those twos, it comes out to the number 12. But when you put it down to the, least divisible, I believe, thank you, Spirit, it's a 3. So, when I looked down, it was 414, which is a 9. Oh my gosh, look at that. So yeah, and then we're in the 7th moon cycle of, this phase of the new moon in Aquarius. Soon we will be going into the new moon in Pisces. So yeah, I'm just very, 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 very excited. So From left to right, we have pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. I have no idea what they are, except for the fact that all of the cards that we will be using in this pick a pile today were also used for all of the musical shorts that will be released whenever they're released. So with that being said, I love you so much. I hope that you are doing something wonderful. I don't know if they're going to have me post this today or in real time on 2/22/2022, or if they're going to have me post it tomorrow on the 23rd. I'm not quite sure how that's going to work. So I hope if you see it today, I hope you're doing something awesome. And if you haven't done something yet or set a really awesome manifestation into motion today, today is the day to do it right now. If not, if you watch it tomorrow or any other time, you can always, always, always claim and manifest this energy of the twos. It's just really special to do it on the actual day. I feel like you can feel it a little bit more. Okay, if not, I will see you at your pile. All of my information is in the description box below, and I'll see you next time. Blessed be. Aho. Bye. Welcome, pile number 1. I have no idea what your card is either, so this is very exciting. Oh, trust. Okay. So we are in transition and forgiveness. So I see what's happening here. You're having a little problem with trust. Hey, listen, you're not alone, right? I mean, we were told for years, trust the government. Oh, look at that. Hold on. My beloved pile 1. I give you so much love and reverence and respect. I could not get the light to work. Spirit told me to leave it alone. I kept trying to illuminate trust and the words underneath it, the imagery, all of it. But this is what your transition and forgiveness, this is your message. This is your medicine. You need to transition out of the darkness. You've been there too long. It's time to come forward and trust that Spirit has your back, because some of you, and trust me, I have been there. I get it. I've been to the darkest holes. I understand you. I really do. It's different for all of us, right? So I can't say I know. I can only tell you that I understand what I've been through in my own personal experience. But when we're in the thick of it, when we're in the shadow, when we're doing the shadow work, it's hard to see the light. It's hard to imagine that we're ever going to get out of it. But Spirit is saying you are absolutely, positively going to get out of it. You're going to transition out of it. You're in that right now. You're in the transition and forgiveness phase right now. And also remember that in each moon cycle, there are 8 phases, or each phase of the moon, or each, you know what I mean? There's 8 phases, cycles, however you look at it, of one moon phase, one moon cycle. So we're in the 7th one of that, which means that there's only one more, right? So, we're going through that energy of it. And if you found yourself to my page, it means that your higher self is wanting you to align more with the moon cycles. Spirit has me doing these readings for various reasons, but for you in particular right now, like I don't know if you guys can see this. Look at this glitter on my hand. I didn't even know it was there. There's glitter on here, but Spirit's saying, like, you've got this sparkle inside of you, and it's like, hey, I want to come out. Can I come out and play? And you're like, no. And they're like, okay. And Spirit's like, why? No. I mean, it was almost as if, like, I could have lit more candles and put them here, but they had me take the ones from back here and come here. Almost like, because it looks like darkness to you, right? Like there's like, you can kind of see a path before you, but not 100%. Like you can see an outline of something. You see this light. You're looking towards it, right? You're looking right at it. You're looking right at it. But look at how your wings are down. And it says on the card, leap into the unknown. Have faith and move forward. Believe you will fly. You have to believe that you'll fly. But only you can leap into the unknown. If you do what you've always done, you're going to get what you've always got. There's a reason why they say that phrase, because it's true. And you have to trust that Spirit has your back. Let me see if they'll let me. Oh, they won't even let me illuminate it. Okay. Hold on. Okay, as you can see, they had me shift everything around, and they're saying, what if trust were a thought and not a word? See how they put that beautiful apophyllite in front of the words there? And now if you look, like, the Pegasus doesn't look as droopy. Like before, the image almost looked droopy, right? But now it's got this really cool imagery where they're up high and their wings are only down right now because they're resting and they're looking from a higher perspective. They're taking a break. But look, I mean, they obviously trust themselves because they're on the tip. Now, of course they can fly, but look at how one of the legs is raised up. Do you see this? One of the legs is raised up. So they're balancing on 3 legs, which is really interesting because the date today, 2022, comes out to the number 3, to the lowest denominator. And there's just a lot of magic going on with you guys. You guys are going through a huge, like basically what I get from Spirit is the second, and I mean the second, that you guys really, really honest and truly to your core believe and trust in Spirit and trust that they know exactly what they're doing. The second you know that is when everything will come together. I promise you this. So I'm also getting like the forgiveness side of that is, right? Because we were talking about the transition. We need to transition you out of the lack of trust in yourself and others, and definitely in Spirit and in your magic. See how they illuminated the magic back there, the making magic? And if you're interested, that little deck is worth its weight in gold. And I think I paid like $15 for that deck or something. It's a great little deck. Now, I will admit I got it on Amazon. I didn't buy it through the Priestess Moon. But anyway, Priestess Moon has awesome decks. I have, I think, all of her decks, if not most of them. Real magical being. I highly recommend you get some of their cards. Priestess, just the word priestess, and then moon. This is making magic, manifesting your dreams, which, hello, that's what this is all about. The 2022, this is like the most manifesting, hardcore, beautiful, deep manifesting energy one could possibly even, I mean, this is a tough one for me in some ways because I do definitely believe like my abundance is already here. It's, you know what I mean? Like I know all that of it, but I will never shy away from or ignore the fact that there are energies that come into play in certain times in our atmosphere. In every atmosphere, on every planet, in all galaxies, right? Like everybody in this universe, all planets, all star systems, right? Everything has a, you know, to everything, turn, turn, turn. And when I looked down, it was 1303, so that's your angel number. Research that on your own. There's just so much magic about you, and Spirit wants you to start utilizing the phases of the moon energy in your practice, getting real with it. You know, I'm putting out these 8 readings a month, you know, follow each one, you know, and if it aligns with you, be like, cool, I'll take it. If it doesn't, you know, move on. But it'll still kind of keep you in the, like, checking in. If not, you could do it on your own. You don't have to come back here. I'm just saying, if you're new to this practice, it's new to me too. Even though I've been working with the moon phases / cycles forever, I mean, it's right now in this energy in 2022 that Spirit has really drawn me to like completely manipulate my life in the most beautiful way, and just like turning, they're like, you're almost there, they're like, it's like chick. And I feel like you guys are there too. And your lack of trust, a lot of you, is because either someone did you wrong, like really wrong, or you're fighting something too. I'm getting that. Can we get a clarifier, Spirit? Because I feel like they need just a little clarifying. Ooh, sanctuary. Okay, sanctuary. Let me get in here. Hold on. trying to find the lighting here. Sanctuary. I should have put my glasses on. Sorry, guys. Hold on. There we go. Take time out from the world. Spend more time alone. Meditate or go on retreat. I literally heard Spirit say, or go it alone. Like, or go it alone. And maybe part of the trust is that you're not trusting yourself. You know, and it's like, why aren't you trusting yourself? Why are you allowing another person to dictate like who you are, what you're doing, who you should be, right? And it's interesting because it's almost like, because they had me put these together like this, and there's a butterfly up here, which is, you know, change and transformation. I'm going to put that up a little so you can see that. But also, did you notice how Spirit had me throw some glitter on the background? I love it, right? This is where I need better lighting. One of these days, I'm going to have like pro lighting like those, like the other bigwig spiritual guidance channels. Anyway, that's okay. You're getting the message. It's still there. So I'm going to bring this right here so we can, because I feel like they need to be separated, because the vibe I'm getting from you guys is you don't trust yourself to be alone. And I want to talk about that. Spirit wants to talk about that. Something, somewhere, somehow, somebody told you that you're not good enough, you're not strong enough. Look at how fucking badass you are. Look at these unicorns. I mean, you got a Pegasus and a unicorn. You got a unipeg. You're a unipeg, which means you're just so rare and you're so beautiful and you're cunning and you're smart. And I feel like the people who are holding you down, I have to be honest with you guys. I know this doesn't feel good to hear sometimes, but I feel like it might be one individual, it might be a group of people, it could be family, friends, could be your job. But I feel like whoever these people are who are keeping you down, they're so jealous. And I know that sucks and nobody wants to hear that kind of stuff. Who wants to hear that kind of shit, right? But let me tell you something. It took me a long time to pry myself away from my so-called friends and family. And I started to realize, like, you know what? I was trusting them instead of my own magic. Do you see that? I was trusting them more than my own magic. When I would say, we would all see something the same way, right? So we thought, and I'd say, I see this or that. And they'd be like, what are you talking about? That's not real. And I'm like, but it is real. And it was real to me. They just couldn't see all the things I could see. They weren't, and they're magic, but they weren't as woke, you know? Like, there's a lot of magic going on in my family. I don't want to cover up the third quarter moon, because that's where we're at right now. We're in this transition of forgiveness. So, you know, if you've had family and friends who've been like stealing your power or stealing your energy, you have to take it back now. Like, I'm literally like feeling like to push this like a fire under your ass, like a fire under your magic, to let you know that you are so powerful and you can do as whatever you damn well please. And this is like feeling like fairy energy, moth, butterfly, like all this like kind of moon energy. Also, oops, sorry, birdie. Little bird went for a tumble. But also this beautiful little creature was in my wake today. And this is how I see you. You're like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. You are so awesome. I want to hang out with you all the time. You know what I mean? Like, you're awesome. You're so awesome. And you know what? It's not their fault. I'm going to put this one here for you. Not to cover the fairy, but just to illuminate it and show you, like, that's how big you are. But they wanted you. It's like, see how it's almost like they're not bad, right? They're probably loving people too, but they're like that kind of this small, and you're like this big, beautiful creature and this entity, right? And they're saying, so you're going to let this, you know what I mean? Lack of this turn you into this. They're like, or no, you're this. So it's like, they're saying you don't, you know, you've already turned into a butterfly. You're not a tiny little, you know, you're like, that magnanimous, I never say that word, creature, so special. Throat chakra, do you hear that? It's like someone's trying to choke me. Someone is messing with your fire. And I just won't have it. I just won't have it. My mom's southern roots are coming out, and you know, I just won't have it. I'm done. Tell them to go. Fucking tell them to go. Be like, I'm sorry you're not as fucking awesome as me, but I cannot allow you to dull my flame anymore, right? It's like only half the butterfly when you are a whole butterfly. You are a whole butterfly. And Spirit's saying, act like one, right? You're the whole universe. That's why they wanted to come in. I love this reading so much already. It's so good. It's like so perfect for today. I'm bringing out like fairy lights. I'm pulling out all the stops. I've got my trolls. I've got all of this magic, right? And Spirit was like, dial it down. They're like, this is a whole different show today. I'm like, okay. So far you're my first pile. I don't know how, you know how it is. It's always different. All the different piles have you know, your own altar. But you know, you need to forgive it. And maybe it's time for you to go into like that quiet sanctuary by yourself so that you can forgive it. You know, maybe you've been holding on too tight to something that is elusive to you, but it's supposed to be elusive to you. You know, you need to be able to trust, right? It's like Spirit gave you wings there, and it's the same here, right? You've got wings to fly. It's okay to have your shadow. Take your shadow with you. You know, grow from the shadow. Just don't live in the shadow. And you're already looking past the third quarter moon. Okay, here we go. I see what's going on here. So Spirit's saying, and enough of that, right? Enough of that. You need to stay in the moment. That's a big one for you. They're saying they understand it. They know that. They know that's part of the trust. But it's because the reason why things aren't working out for you is because you're moving too fast ahead. And the sanctuary will help you find those answers that you need from Spirit. And they want you to get more grounded. Do you notice how my coral came in today too? So if you're drawn to coral and also native spirit medicine, they wanted me to go, ooh, look at that. Well, that's a pretty shot. Right? So we're going to say goodbye to this because you do have trust. It's all in your head. It's all in your head. You're putting the cart before the horse. You know that term, right? You will get there when you get there. Enjoy the journey, you guys. It's so fucking short. You know, I know they say it takes an experience to be able to share an experience. It's so true. I mean, turning 50 has been the coolest thing I've ever done. Like, I can't explain to you how different everything is. Even like, I don't know if this is going to pick it up, but like, look at the glitter over there. It's like, there's like a whole new universe has opened up to me in ways that I can't even explain, you guys. And I can't wait to share more of it with you. But, you know, a lot of it's because I've been staying in my own orbit. I've just been working with my own magic, right? Staying in my own magic. It's important sometimes for us to just stay in our own magic. You know, put that force field of magic around you. Go into sanctuary. If you have significant others, children, you know, whatever, you have to go to your work, that's fine. You know, and when you're there, be very present. And when you're not, but bring your magical self with you. Like, be who you are every single place you go. But then when you have those moments of quiet, of stillness, be there too. Don't be somewhere else. Don't be in the past. Don't be in the future. Be in the now, man. Be in the now. You know, I love that one because it's so true, right? So we're in this third quarter moon energy, and yeah, we'll get to the waxing crescent and we'll get to the new moon in Pisces, and but this Pisces energy, use it, utilize it. It's water, it's fluid, it's emotional. Tap into the intuition of Pisces, tap into your spirit. Tap into yourself, really get in there, right? To your own tree. Go in and get that and tap out that like awesomeness and let it flow, right? I'm channeling the unicorns. I can feel them. And they just want you to just feel that fucking awesome flow of happy, joyful energy. Don't let anybody, ain't nothing gonna break my stride, right? Don't let them go. Don't allow them to control your flow. If they do, let them go. Okay, let's see. Are there any more messages for pile number 1? Okay. Ooh, I feel like this is our forgiveness. Interesting. Also, they're saying in the sanctuary is where we find the forgiveness, because even if someone is not ready, you know, if you're not ready to forgive someone in person, you can talk to their higher self. I've had situations with people where I'm like, seriously, like on the brink of like, yeah, you can snuff them out, I'm cool, you know, where I'm like, oh, how would I say something like that? You know, instead I went to their higher self and met their higher self, and their higher self was like this beautiful angel, like Obi-Wan Kenobi. And I'm like, holy fuck. I'm like, I always thought this person was so, there was so much anger around them all the time. They were so fucking angry all the time, and I couldn't get through. And they're like, and they'd say to me, I'm a witch too, bitch. Like, don't like, and I'd be like, whoa, okay, like, that's cool. Like, that's fucking cool. Like, I want you to be yourself, but I'm like, you need to. And then I went to their higher self, and they showed me this crone and this amazing energy. And I was like, wow, this is a fucking, like, after that, I just walked away from the whole entire situation, because I was like, you know what? Sometimes it's better to walk away. It's not about being a coward and not facing whatever. It's about, sometimes you just need to say, thank you so much. You're awesome. I didn't see you for who you are. I see you now. Right? And let it go. Imagination. Oh, here we go. Right? Listen to that wind. Listen to the wind chimes. Yes, yes. Thank you. Woo, that 2 energy on a Tuesday. Tuesdays with Maury. If you're interested, research that. It was I don't know if it's, I knew it would come in at some point, but it was a book, I think. So read the book. If you're a reader and you're looking for a good book, read Tuesdays with Maury. I think you'd really love that. Anyway, imagination. Envision a new reality. Give yourself permission to dream. Believe in unlimited possibilities. Yes, look at that. Imagination, right? And I'm going to put this here because I want you to still be able to see the magic behind, right? Go into your magic. Tap into your imagination through your magic. Use and utilize all of your magic, like everything that's in your toolbox, right? Like all the glitter. Play. And even if you're like, I'm not an artist, they're like, yes, you are. Look at that. Look at where they asked me to stop it. Look at, do you see, it's like, do you see how the light is dancing with that glitter in between the horn of the unicorn and the moon card? It's like Morse code. It's like, download whatever message. Oh yeah, I'm going to be quiet for a second. Just download. Keep your eyes fixated on that for a minute. Did you get that download? They're still talking to you. Oh, I can feel them in my blood and my bones. Interesting how imagination came out too. Like the way they had that. Oh, that's beautiful. So, your mission, should you choose to accept it, in this transition and forgiveness energy of the third quarter moon on this magical, magical day of 2022. Imagine a new world with new possibilities. Whatever freaky weirdo you are, you are. Whatever you think you are, you are. Whatever you feel you are, you are. And maybe even if it's transitional, you know, maybe you dress like a fucking fairy for a year, and then, you know, a month after that, you're like going to your dark shadow side and you're dressing in black for 3 months, and so on and so on and so on. You know, maybe you dye your hair, change your clothes. Who fucking cares? It's nobody's business. This is your life. This is your imagination. You're allowed to do whatever you want with it. Right? Look at this crystal. Think this crystal, anybody's going to tell it how to sparkle or how to shine? Fuck no. They're going to do what they do. And that's you. A beautiful, beautiful, sparkly, shiny unipeg. And did you notice, by the way, how this came to be? How you were a Pegasus, then a unicorn, and then a unipeg. I mean, come on, you guys. There's nothing more to say. I love you so much. All of my information is in the description box below. I thank you in advance for all of your contributions of prayers, abundance, in any way, shape, or form. I love you so much, and I'll see you next time. Blessed be. Aho. Bye. Welcome, pile number 2. Wow. Welcome, pile number 2. Wow. Okay, you guys are amazing. Clearly, you need to be seen and you need to be heard. I see you. I feel you. And I was just about to hit the pause button because I heard my beloved come back to run some errands to hook up our propane. And they said, no, it's okay. Somehow I guess it's going to weave its way into your story. So what's going on with you guys? Anger, huh? Hey, you know what? Anger is really fucking healthy. It's so healthy. And I feel like you guys come from a place where people don't allow you to really express yourself. This says, safely express your anger. Use your anger as a positive force. Honor all of your emotions as sacred. Yes, all of your emotions are sacred. You want to know why I wanted to pause the video? Because when I was growing up, nobody really listened to me, and I would be really angry. And there'd be things going around, you know, happening around the house or whatever, and I would need attention. In that moment, I would need attention for whatever reason. And it would usually take me going, listen to me! I was the youngest of 3. But I was also, look at that. Look at the fire in the nostrils. I was seriously about to move it. And they're like, no, leave it. Like, I almost feel like that too. Like you guys are like, I can't do I'm doing more of a demon than a horse, right? I've been around enough horses to know how to make that sound, right? But instead I feel like there's almost like this little demon inside of you that wants to burst through the seams, that wants to scream and yell and say, listen to me. But you know what? Spirit said it's time for you to transition out of that. We're in the transition and forgiveness phase of the 3rd quarter moon. So whatever this is, whatever hit with you, whatever made you snarl back, what mirror is being put in front of you right now that you don't want to see? Shake it out, right? Like Spirit's like, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Okay, so your homework, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to dance to Taylor Swift's Shake It Out and shake it off, shake it off, shake it off, shake it off. Oh, whoa. Florence and the Machine, right? Because it's hard to dance with the devil on your back, so shake him off. And you know what? Nothing is going to come of you holding the anger in. It is better for you to get the anger out. Work through the anger. Face the anger. You're pissed off? Fucking say you're pissed off. Acknowledge your anger. Somebody did you wrong? Somebody pissed you off? Say, you know what? Do you see my pointy horn? I don't want to pull it out, but I may have to. We don't want you going around gorging people with your horn and, you know, doing some damage. You're really powerful. I'm feeling a lot of fire from you guys too. So it could be a fire. You could be a fire sign, or you could have a fire, you know, Mars or somewhere in your chart that's like, you know, kind of volatile and you have to watch your temper. If you're somebody who has a temper, this is for you. This is your medicine. You need to transition. You need to let that go. And again, been there. Understand it. It's different for all of us, but I know what that feels like. I know what that feels like when you're like, I want to fucking punch somebody. They're like, good, go punch a pillow, work out, go for a walk, scream. If you like to swim, scream underwater. I used to love to scream underwater when I was a kid. I mean, now I don't like to go into pools and chlorine and all that. But, you know, so maybe don't scream underwater, but you hear me. Do it in your bathtub. Scream. Maybe that's it too, because that's what I just saw is somebody screaming under. Okay, there we go. So maybe you're at home with your people and like you just want to scream. Go and scream underneath your, you know. You can even say, I'm going to take a little spiritual transitional bath. Do not worry about me. I am fine. I will be screaming underwater. You know, it'd be funny, whatever. Because that's what I get is that you guys aren't naturally angry people. I almost feel like either you've just been holding on to anger for so long and it's not yours, but it's been there for so long you think it's yours. Or However, it could be that you're somebody who's like, super like connected to the stars and the planets, and like you're this beautiful celestial being, but you've just become too human in your energy and you're not releasing, right? You're not allowing to see. There's like a little bit of glitter on this page, but you can barely see it. It's like I got to look for it. And Spirit's saying, you have way more sparkle than that. So let's put this right here for a minute. I'm not telling you to let go of your anger. I'm just going to pull some more cards and see if we have any other messages that go with this card. Also, do you notice how you don't really see their eyes either? So, sometimes you can do like an anger prayer, an anger meditation. Have you ever done that? Where you go into your inward and you're just like saying everything you've ever wanted to say, like out into the universe, but in a safe container. And when you set it up, say, this is me voicing my, because it's the same whether you do it, on a pillow or, it's like you can do it through a meditation. I've had meditations like that where I go into it and I'm so pissed off, I'm so angry. And then it's like, next thing I know, I'm like crying. I'm like, in my meditation, I'm like really like ugly crying. And then before I know it, it's like at the end of it, I'm like, la, 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 la. And I'm back to my Smurf, right? I'm back to feeling alive and the lights are on again. And I still have my family here, but I'm not like in the shadows and the darkness, hiding. But see, Spirit always sees us. And you're never alone. You're never by yourself. And they're not judging you for being angry. Someone else told you that. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Perfect polarity, right? Could this be any more perfect for you, pile 2? So integrate your shadow side. There can be no light without dark. Understand the law of polarity. So powerful. And I'm going to actually put this back here because this is kind of like your higher self, like you in the stars, right? Like you in the shadows and the stars, but you're not in the shadows. You're not. You are equal You are equal parts light and dark. That's when we're balanced, is when we're acknowledging that both exist. Because, see, your magic back there, because making magic wouldn't have come in today. Oh, how interesting. So they're saying, yes, think and use the moon cycles. We talked about this in the first pile too. Like, seriously, now I'm in, this is the 7th cycle of the new moon in Aquarius. So even though we're in the Pisces energy, we have, floated into this water energy, we are still dealing with the air energy of Aquarius. So utilize it to your best advantage and be mindful, because lack of using magic will land you in the ER. I was about to move, like, and they're like, no. They're like, right? So let go of the grr. Let go of the grr. Make magic instead. Like, you're a fairy. Have fun with that, and love all parts of you, because you're judging yourself. You're actually judging yourself more harshly than anybody else would ever judge you. And that's what's upsetting Spirit, right? And you're like, I feel like for some of you, maybe you never voice your anger, ever. And Spirit's like, get that shit out. It's good to get it out. We just started watching the show Community, and it's from a while ago. And there's just a lot of stuff in it where I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this. Like, just a lot of stuff, from misogyny to racism to, and I get what they're trying to do, and some of it's really beautiful and I love it, and some stuff I'm like, dude, he's kind of a dick. Like, I'm like, I really don't like that character. Like, he just like grosses me out. But I think it's kind of cool, because I think it shows us, here's these, I believe there's 7 people, and there's 7 individuals, and they're all completely different, but they find this common ground. They find, because they see the light and dark in each other. And they decide to, oh, by the way, holy shit, snap. I did not see this. I was like, oh, I thought you could see an eye. So did you guys? Okay, so I got to get in closer here. Do you see the eye now? I didn't see the eye before. Let me see if you guys can see it. If I go down a little bit. Do you see the eye? Look at the eye right there. I'm like, oh, see? And Spirit's like, you're so close. But you're blinded with the anger. You're blinded that you haven't gotten what you wanted. You're blinded that, you know, for some of you this may resonate, you know, and some of you it won't. We spoke, if you were John Appel #1, you may want to go look at that. But also, you know, look at what's in the background here, right? We've got the 3rd quarter moon right here. Quit trying to move ahead. Some of your anger is happening because things are not moving at the lightning speed that you want them to move. And Spirit's like, yeah, but it's going in the way that it needs to go. And you have to remember, this is your soul contract. You chose this. There's not some puppeteer in the background fucking with your life. You know, that's in your head. That's in a programming system. You choose, you decide at any moment. And the truth is, when you get out of that alignment, right, that you're in now, once you like move to where you're actually supposed to go, everything will start flowing along. And it may not go perfectly. You're still going to have some bumps in the road, right? Because that's life. Shit happens, right? It's like, that's the way it is. But instead of letting the fire brew in you this way to the point where you're about to fucking explode and implode, right? They're saying, use your magic. Use your magic instead. Go with the guidance of the moon cycles. This is, we're wrapping up. It's going to be soon that I'll have done like, you know, 2 months of like these moon cycles. And that's what I realize is what's happening right now is that Spirit is trying to get us to step out of our comfort zone. My mama used to give the best analogy. Whenever we're trying to change a different pattern, she says, try to remember it like in the olden days when they had the wagon wheels before there were paved roads. There's a reason why all of the wagons were, their wheels and everything were the same size. Like the wagon itself might be bigger or it might whatever, but there was always like, you know, tracks in the road. That's because when the mud would, when it would be dirt, right? When it would be dry out, it would be fine, right? But then when the rains would come, it would get, there'd be all these different tracks and it'd be hard to, you know, to even, you know, keep things going. And then when the mud dries, right? When the mud roads dry, hold on one second. Okay. My apologies for the interruptions. Okay. So once the mud gets dry, right? It's a lot harder to go down that road, right? Because people have just been slopping through it with their wagon wheels and there's different treads everywhere. Now imagine like that's rough enough, but then you're finally find a good tread and you're like, oh, I'm gonna stay in this tread. This, even though it's not super comfortable, it's more comfortable than the other treads, and you're not really sure what will happen if you veer off onto your own and make your own tread. So you're like, I'm just gonna stay here. But Spirit's like, imagine if you completely go off and take a brand new path out on your own. And this might be in a relationship, this might be with a job, this might be like away from certain people in your life that you know that you have to, you know, I mean, you know, this energy is so on fire right now. They're giving us this gift and they're pulling me to the polarity. Oh my gosh. We pulled this in the other card. So if you're pulled to another pile, you may want to go check it out. Sanctuary. Take time out from the world. Spend more time alone. Meditate or go on retreat. Yes. And let's back this up a little bit. So also, let's take a little vacation from the anger, right? Like you don't need to live in it. It's going to be part of you, right? It's like you've got the light and the dark. You can see it there, right? But Spirit's saying, you know what? But maybe, actually, I feel like they're having me pull this back here. Maybe it's just time for you to step out of that. Even with your magic, you know, when it's time and the moon phases and everything, just the moon's always going to be there, right? The magic's always going to be there, but maybe focus on this part of yourself, your magic. Ooh, and look at where the flame's hitting that. It almost feels like it's like between the throat chakra and the heart chakra. It's like, which one is it, you know? Which one is it? Which one are you having trouble with, or both? Because now I feel like all I can see is this looks swollen to me. Also, you cannot get sick. If you're in this pile If you ever get sick, it is on your own volition, because you are so powerful that let me just put it this way. I used to get sick all the time, especially if I had something I didn't want to do. So, yes, you can get sick, but you aren't made to be sick. Does that make sense? And if you're not taking care of yourself, that's kind of on you. And so they're having me move this over here. Wow, they're like having me move the whole spread around here. It's like they want you, because they want you to look at things from a different perspective. And normally I like this because they're like looking, looking to the, to the future. But I'm hearing with Spirit is like, but this is the problem with a lot of people right now. Right? Is not everybody, but a lot of people are focused on, the future, because nobody wants to see what's happening right now. But this is what's happening right now. It feels like there's kind of a fire all around us, right? There's just like everywhere you look. However, Spirit's saying it is wherever you look, because look at the little glimmer of hope in here. Look inside the apophyllite. The little glimmer of hope. And that's Spirit saying they got our back. They are here. They're looking out for us. They absolutely positively have our back. Please trust them. Please trust that they are looking out for you. Please trust that they know you and what you need. And what you need right now is to take care of yourself. And look at this. This doesn't surprise me. This doesn't surprise me at all. This came out in the musical reading. I just did some really cool little shorts with this deck and beautiful music from Outlander. If you've never watched the show Outlander, I highly suggest you watch it from the beginning. So trust. So this says leap into, let me come up here so you can see this. Leap into the unknown. Have faith and move forward. Believe you will fly. It's the belief. It's not the trust so much for all of you. Some of you it is the trust, right? But for some of you, it's the belief. You do trust it, but you just don't believe it, because they're saying if you did believe that this was true, that they're looking out for us, if you did believe in magic, then you wouldn't be so concerned about what's down there. What's down there? Like, here you are up on your beautiful perch. You're a freaking unipeg. Or no, you're a Pegasus, right? You've got the light above you. You're this powerful being, but you're still worried about what everybody else is doing down here. Who fucking cares what everybody else is doing down here? Have faith and trust and believe in your own magic, and believe that Spirit has your back, and believe that the energy of this 2022 energy is real. It's as real as you and I. The magic is real. You have to believe it. My little Tinkerbells, do what you have to do. And that's why for some of you, I'm so glad you have littles, because it's the littles right now that we need to keep telling them that the magic is real, and not tell them that it's just a fairy tale. It's like, oh, it's just a fairy tale, kid. Have you noticed how things are shifting? Before it was like they wanted us to look to the light and have like these hopes and dreams, because it kept the high vibration up. The more high vibration we were, the more we wanted to work and make money for the machine. But then when we're not, when we're starting to go in a low vibration, they're like, oh no, nobody wants to work. Oh no, we have to take care of them. No, okay, wait, we need to fix it now. We need to fix it. And it's like, there's dreams, but like, the hero dies, and it's like, well, that's just reality. That's just life. You know what I mean? Like, they'll twist and turn the story and completely manipulate the narrative to get us to continue doing their bidding. And if you keep riding that fucking machine, then this is how it's going to feel all the time. So get out of it, because the truth is, this is what you are ready for right now. Some of you are just feeling this way because you're bored. Rebirth, reinvent yourself, give life to your dreams, create a new reality. Yes, you have the power. You have the strength. You have the power. Now is the time. Now is the hour. Right? Look at that gorgeous, beautiful baby coming out in a brand new rebirth. This is you. Don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt yourself. And look at this. Did you see the little wings back there? I just noticed the little wings. Let me get a close up. Look at the wings. So you're a unipeg. You do it all. And also, I don't know if you guys see this, but I totally see like an eagle in here. So I'm feeling a strong eagle energy for you guys. So look up eagle spirit medicine and work with the eagle spirit magic, okay? From this third quarter moon until the next third quarter moon. And please check in with me, you guys. I want to hear all about it. I want to hear how your 222 was, well, the 6/2s, how your 3-day was, like tell me all about it. And also, if you have not checked out that huge reading I just did for the collective, it was the Pisces, Welcome Pisces, and it was the Winning GIBBOUS reading. Anyway, I'll put a link below. Check out all my information in the description box below. You know the drill. I'll see you next time. Blessed be. Oh, bye. Thanks, you guys. I'll see you next time. Bye. Welcome, pile number 3. I couldn't even I was putting my chapstick on, and I was taking a break, and I was just so entranced by I was just I need to start right now. Welcome, pile 3. Oh, you guys, look at the magic on your page right now. I don't even know what to say. It's just really, I mean, I've been sitting with this energy for 50 minutes, but longer than that because I was getting ready for this reading. But oh my gosh, you guys, you beautiful, gorgeous, gentle souls. I mean, literally, this is your theme card. Gentleness. That is your theme card. Be kind to yourself and others. Honor your gentleness. Speak words of love. Trying to get a good... Can you guys see it? Okay. But this was the only pile so far that wanted me to start almost in the darkness like that. But it's not in the darkness, is it? They had me use this material that I have that collects everything. But instead, I'm using it to my advantage. I blew glitter on it. And look at it. It looks like the stars now. And if I play with the lighting a little, you can really see. See? It's like the stars. Are the stars out tonight? Oh, so you guys, you beautiful, gentle creatures, I love you so much. So I'm going to bring it in a little bit here. I just wanted you to see it the way I was seeing it. Also, this is my buddy Ted. Ted wanted to come in. Oh, and welcome to the third quarter moon. And you were the only pile that wanted to play, that wanted to scry. You must be my scryers. Do you scry in clouds, fire? Do you see things and everything in food? And I'm a scryer like that. I see shit in everything. No matter where somebody moves something around, I'll see something. So I'll move it around a little bit. I will see things that other people won't see. Or that's not true. I'll see things and then there's those few people, right, that you're do you see what I see? And they're like, I see what you see. So my beautiful fairies, I mean, you're the first pile that Ted wanted to come in, and this is the Unicorn Oracle. So, you are blessed. You are blessed. You are blessed. Also, look at this is the vision of you, right? And did you see how the light was on you? You are divinely blessed. Look at this. See, the light will always find you. It will always find you, sweet fairy. And look at this unicorn. I mean, some people might be like, oh, look at it. It's probably her pet, blah, blah. It's or is it that she's just walking through the meadow. She's just doing her own thing. And she comes upon a unicorn that can sense her energy is so amazing that he comes to her. That's how I see you guys. You guys are that pile. You're those people where people just are flocked. I mean, look at this. Seriously, look at how the light keeps finding you. You guys are powerful. I mean, making magic is what are you talking about? I make magic in my sleep. You're I am magic. Well, that's good because this is how we need you right now. Sparkly, 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 sparkly. Now, you are not meant to be on 24/7, but just be mindful of who you're giving your sparkle to because we really need your energy in these kind of people, right? In the unicorn people, not in the people who don't believe in the magic, right? Those who do not believe in the magic will never find it. Roald Dahl, I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, right? You have to believe in it. You have to believe. I mean, look at this glitter. There's like glitter everywhere. Spirit had me just like blow this glitter everywhere. But this is you guys, right? You sparkle and shine. Look at, they're saying, look at, that's your star family going, hi guys. Look at that. Everyone that blinks at you is one of them saying they love you and saying hello. Look at that. They've never had me do this before, and now I'm like, can I do every pickup oil like this? Can I play with glitter all the time? They're like, yes, you could do whatever you want to do, right? And look at, the shadow comes in, and that's okay. Shadow will come in. We can't always be on. However, you guys are on fire, and you're special, and you're not like other people. So don't let others dull your light. This is your story. And use not just gentleness, but diplomacy, Spirit said. Literally, I heard the word diplomacy. And, I just had 2 cards come out at the exact same time. So we've got anger and rebirth. Anger. Let's start there. So if you're drawn to any other piles, I highly recommend you go and check them out. The anger says, safely express your anger. Use anger as a positive force. Honor all of your emotions as sacred, okay? And then rebirth is reinvent yourself. Give life to your dreams. Create a new reality. And look at the anger. Look at the anger. That was me. I was trying to hold him, but see, I didn't do that on purpose. It just kind of fell. And you're letting the anger stop you from your rebirth process, you know? So here, I'm going to show you something. Okay. See, they had me set them up like this because they want you to use the power of your gentleness to get through your anger so that you can have a rebirth. You utilize that anger, yes. But, don't be throwing daggers or, like, pull back. Look at the full picture. You know what I mean? Don't forget where you come from. And we're going to have slip-ups, and we're going to have days where we say and do things that we're like, I can't believe I said that to them. I would never say that to them. It's like, yeah, well, you know what? None of us thought this would happen, right? We're in this, like, fictional fucking Armageddon that is like, is it fiction? Is it nonfiction? All of it. All of it. So use your own diplomacy, your own gentleness to help you work through the anger so that you can get to the rebirth process, because Spirit says, reinvent yourself, give life to your dreams, create a new reality. This 2022, it doesn't matter when you watch this, right? But this is the energy that they're giving to you. You probably feel it when you're watching this, because I've called them in and I said, stay, go, like, because I had this great meditation with them earlier, and when they called me to do these readings today, and I just started to feel this flow through my body. I feel it right now. And actually, I feel it through my breasts, and to be like, not to be TMI, but like almost like through my nipples, like through like this rebirthing process of like, right? Like if a womanly form on this planet, right, like was made to take out a baby and feed them from their breast from the time they're born. They don't need to eat any other food but their mother's food. And, there were times in, when people are like, there's no, or, what about my baby won't latch, or this won't happen, or blah, blah, blah. And I'm not saying this with insensitivity. What I'm saying is that it is a known fact that there were tribes that there were some times that some babies would not latch on to a certain nipple. It did not mean that there was something wrong with the mother. There was something wrong with the baby doesn't look at it, doesn't love her. It wants to be, it's like, no. It's like, it's about community. It's about helping each other. It's about looking at life through a new lens, right? Like that, for some of you that might have been difficult to get through, but you see where I'm going with this metaphor, right? And truth, it's not just a metaphor. It's like, we were brought here to procreate and to help one another through that process. And we learn different lessons through different things. And yes, for years and years and years, other women would feed other women's babies. I mean, think about it. You think Similac's been around forever? I remember when I used to put that together to feed my nieces when my sister and her husband would go, you know, and I would babysit. And I remember thinking like, it felt wrong, like giving that to them. I was just like, shouldn't they be eating? Like, I was like, interesting, you know. And it was nothing against my sister or like, no, you know what I mean? Like breastfeeding, none of that. It wasn't about that. It was just like, it just didn't make sense to me, the whole process of it. I'm like, this seems really fucked up. Like they've been like poisoning us since we were babies, you know, instead of, you know, calling up a friend and saying, hey, do you have any breast milk? And people are like, ew, that's weird, or ew, that's gross. It's like, no. And I don't know if this really like hits home for some of you guys in any capacity in the literal process of this, or if it's just that we're supposed to follow this like story, right? Of like the rebirthing process, and that like maybe it's not going to look like the way it used to, you know? And also we are still in the Aquarius moon. You know, this is the third quarter moon, right? We're in the 7th cycle of the moon. And then we'll be going into the waning crescent after this, and then the new moon in Pisces. But right now, we are both in Pisces and Aquarian energy. So utilize that energy, you know, to your greatest and highest good. Definitely with the Piscean energy of being creative and thinking outside the box, you know, because this is a mass reading for many people. So it's like, use that analogy in the way that it like fits into your world, into your life. Let me see if there's any more messages for this pile. Spirit, do we have any more messages for pile 3? Wow, you guys, like, I feel like my whole body vibrating. You guys do. You have this gentleness. Like, I feel like you're meant to, like, start a community, or, like, I could see you being a community leader, or at least the person where, you know, and I feel like for some of you, the anger part that you're struggling with is not yours, you know, and it could be, you know, when we zoom in closely here, this came up with another pile too. Look at the horse's eye. It takes a minute to like see it. But do you see the eye right here? It's looking through. You can't see the other one. It's like they're kind of like half blind. Spirit saying, open your eyes. Pull back the curtain and look at all of it. And, you know, I know that's hard to hear sometimes. And I know it's hard to see. But sometimes, you know, you got to pull back the curtain and stop jumping ahead either. This has been coming up. This is the 3rd time it's come up because they had me bring my eye here and we were covering up the 3rd quarter moon. And they're saying like, whenever you watch this, it's timeless, of course, right? So maybe you'll be in that energy, but the metaphor here is about moving ahead, not jumping too far ahead, right? Like you need to be able to go at your own pace, you know? And if you stand out and you're a little different than everybody else, that's okay. And if you're going slower, it does not make you quote unquote dumb or stupid. My partner, my gosh, he had so many people say so many things to him that were so messed up. And it took me a while to like really understand like how much that was so damaging. Like I had my own experiences, of course, right? But I started to see certain things in our relationship and like the way that things were going. And I said, what's going on? I'm like, did somebody used to call you stupid or something, or say something? Because I would say like, oh, that's so stupid though. I'm like, why are you doing that to yourself? Like, and I didn't realize because I wasn't thinking of it like that, you know, but he just, the way stupid resonated with him was so different. And I was like, wow. And you think I would know, right? Like that was like a no-brainer, but in my context, I wasn't thinking of it in that way, that he was stupid. But it's interesting that we can self-sabotage ourselves, right? Like we get so far outside of like our crystals, you know what I mean? Like when I say it, I'm talking about the sparkle up here, right? Like we can get so far away from our family that we start to believe these false narratives that were given to us in this human form. So, oh, here we go. This came up another pile too. Imagination. So it says, envision a new reality. Give yourself permission to dream. Believe in unlimited possibilities. Yes. Look at that. Look at that beautiful unipeg. I'm putting it out here so you can see it. It's kind of a lighter card. But isn't that gorgeous? That's you. This card's been coming in a lot. So let's not replace the anger, because you need the anger to survive, right? Like you need to get shit out. But once you're done being angry, then you jump in there with your imagination. Then use your gentleness. Use your gentleness with your imagination to have your rebirth. And let's see if there are any more cards. Oh gosh, this one just like pulled out. This one came out from the other one too. Polarity. Yes, the polarity. So integrate your shadow side. There can be no light without dark. Understand the law of polarity. And look at what's today? 2/22/2022 on a Tuesday. Come on, right? We love to say, right, like, oh, I couldn't make this shit up. I couldn't write this shit if I tried. I'm like, well, apparently we did write it. Apparently we did, right? So let's see if we have any more cards, because I feel like there's going to be like a little culmination thing, but I feel like there's maybe one more card for you guys. Is there any more cards for pile number 4, Spirit? Do we have any more cards? Okay. Oh my goodness, you guys, come on. This one came up for the other piles too. Trust, leap into the unknown, have faith and move forward. Believe you will fly. Right? So we've got polarity, imagination, and trust. And look at that. Let me see if there's any more cards, because I'm going to see if, is there any more cards, Spirit? Do we have any more cards? Okay. So I'm going to do, what I like to do is shuffle what we already have and see what kind of like the culmination of this story is. Okay, hold on. So check this out. So they had me shuffle your cards, and look, we started gentleness again, then to trust, and then to anger. Because I feel like for some of you guys, it's because you're like, well, you know what? I'm pissed off or I'm angry because I am gentle and I am loving and I was trusting. And you know what? I tried to be good and I tried to blah, blah, blah. And I feel like, seriously, like, blah, blah, blah. Because you're, you know, they're like, stop trying. That's number one. Stop trying so hard. See how like, it's like the eyes here. It's like when you get blinded by anger, that's not going to do anybody any good, right? So, you know, when you're in your darkness, deal with your anger and trust that by doing it on your own, you'll go straight back to your gentleness, you know, because it's, again, you're like, it's like you're doubting yourself of what your capabilities are. It's almost like, I feel like for some of you, like you're angry at somebody else. It's like that old adage, right? Like you're drinking the poison and expecting the other person to die. It's like you're angry at somebody else because maybe they don't trust you. And Spirit's saying, but you know what? That's not, that you can't. And you're trying with gentleness, you're trying, you know, but then it just, you end up getting pissed because you're just like, you know what? I just can't. Or maybe you keep trusting someone and they keep letting you down and letting you down and letting you down. And Spirit's like, well, then you know what? Then walk away. Walk away. Because you can only have so much gentleness and trust for somebody until, especially if they're just going to do it again and again. And trust me, I've been through this. I have been through this. I mean, if you know my personal story, like, you know, I have been through this. And even now, I don't know. I mean, I don't believe that they'll ever do it again, but I still don't know. And so you either unconditionally love, because today in my deep prayer to Spirit and the universe on this universal, beautiful energy of 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, I said just unconditional love and peace for the universe. Like that's all any of us can really ask for, right? And speak to our guides and say, hey, you know what? I want to look at it from a different perspective. Can you give it to me in a different perspective? Right? Now look, they're all talking. Look up to the sky. Do you see them talking to you through the glitter? You can trust them and trust yourself. Because you know what? Once you allow that gentleness to come through and rebirth, people are going to see you and themselves in a completely different light, because now you trust yourself and everyone else, your imagination. You don't have to live in that place anymore of not trusting people, because you're in your beautiful Hogwarts imagination. Look at it. Oh, Gene Wilder just came through, right? Come with me and you'll see, in a world of pure imagination, I don't know the words. But the polarity will cover the anger, because when it starts to get dark and it starts to get rough, Spirit said, you know what? I'm going to leave the unicorn there. Use your magic to squash it and say, I got to step out for a minute, right? Maybe you just got to take a breather when shit's about to hit the fan, right? Because, and also they're saying, the reason why the light's on here, because I was just going to move it, they're saying you're also still in the rebirthing process. So give yourself a break. You're really, really hard on yourselves, pile 3. I love you so much, but you are way, way, way too hard on yourself. Like more than you need to be. See how the spirits are talking to you through the glitter again? They asked me to move it. Like way, way more than you need to be. Let this unfold naturally. This is your transition and forgiveness. Utilize this energy, all of the energies that are present here today, to help move you forward. Let me see, is there any culmination message for pile number? I feel like pile number 3 may have one extra card, because I saw one in there and I don't know if it's for us or if it's, let's see. Oh, no, look at this. Courage. Yes. Oh my gosh. They see you. Oh, they see you. Also, I saw a cowboy hat. I don't know why, but I saw a cowboy hat. So for some of you, maybe you love wearing a cowboy hat, or maybe you're into cowboys, or maybe you're from, the South. I'm watching Walker, Texas Ranger, the new one with Sam from Supernatural. We don't ever call him by his name. We just call him Sam. Not to disrespect what he's doing, but anyway. So it's in Austin, Texas. Maybe this is a shout out for somebody. I'm just feeling like maybe you've been thinking about moving somewhere, and Austin, Texas is somewhere you were thinking of, and that I'm hearing a big yes. Have courage to do it. Because you know what? Look at this. You are safe. You walk with the angels, Spirit said. Fear is an illusion and not on the menu. I heard after that, I know it doesn't say it on the card, but Spirit said fear is an illusion and not on the menu. Not for you. So set strong boundaries and have the courage to start your own life. That's your rebirth, is having the courage to have your own life on your own terms. I'm trying to find a good angle. Hold on. Look what they did there. Look at how special that looks. And also, it's like they're showing you that you're more in the light. Like I feel a lot of like very light fairy energy, but also powerful, fairy witch. I feel a lot of different things. But anyway, it's all different for you guys. But I feel like this is powerful because it's like, we've got this white unicorn and then we've got a white unipeg over here. So it's like almost like once you have the courage to show both sides of yourself, you're always going to illuminate the light and the white of the fairy. I knew it. This is the card I thought you guys were going to get. I was like, oh, this has to be them, But delight, this is you. This is how Spirit sees you. It says, count your blessings and enjoy life. Take pleasure in simple things and always expect the best. Look at this cute little fairy. Oh my gosh, I love this card. Look at this sweet little fairy baby. Oh my gosh, you see like their little antennas? I love them. They're so cute. So yeah, this is who you are. And I was about to move the cards around. They said, no, like, it's almost like, too, look at where the light's hitting them on their tail. And they're like, it's like your little child within you is like, follow me, So bring out that inner child in you. There's something with your inner child that is part of your courage. And I also just saw Pisces when I know this says phases of the moon, but I literally saw it saying Pisces. And so maybe you are Pisces, or they're just telling you to like really relish in this beautiful, deep Piscean energy, go deep down in there with your intuition, feel it. Ooh, I just almost felt like a burn from the fire, right? Feel it, feel it, feel it. Work with scrying. Scry with everything. It's fun when you start to see things in everything. So use your imagination. Oh, I think that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for being here, my beautiful, beautiful pile 3, my flitty, awesome fairies. Oh my gosh, without you, I would be nothing, honestly, because you fuel my fire. I am also very, what did you say, Spirit? You also fuel my fire. Hold on. Oh my gosh. Oh, we have one more. Oh my gosh, just when I thought we were walking out. So everybody got this card. So clearly for the Pisces energy sanctuary, baby. It's time to go inward. This says take time out from the world. Spend more time alone. Meditate or go on a retreat. Yes, it's time. And also, this will really help with your imagination, right? And like going with the fairy. Don't turn away from it though, right? When it comes in, like I'm feeling this where it's like you're kind of turning away. When it does, let the imagination go to where it makes you feel happy. And look, the imagination will push you and turn you back this way. So don't let other people, don't let anybody steal your thunder or your fire. Do what makes you happy. My freaks, my weirdos, my outcasts, I am too. Unicorns, that's what they were too, right? The freaks, the weirdos, the outcasts. Well, you know what? Look at, we've got all of these energies all over the universe that want to love us, look after us, and they got our back. They got our back. Always. In a world of pure imagination. Okay, you guys. Until next time, all of my information is in the description box below, and I'll see you next time. Blessed be.